Here we go, boys. Here we go. I don't want to sound too much like Cooper Gregg, but here we go, boys. It is the AFL Armchair Advisors coming to you for the very last time in AFL season 2021. We are coming to you with a gigantic and absolutely stupendously ginormous Grand Final show. We've got special guests like you haven't seen before. We've got guests including a porcelain dog, this flower. I've got a button that says bullshit. Like you just don't, you just don't get that.
You don't
on Channel 7 or on Fox Footy. No. You're just not going to see this shit. Okay, you just know where you go. Are you going to see this? I am Rich, of course, of the AFL Armchair Advisors. Joining me is my right-hand man. He does sit to my right hand. He's been here this entire time. The most dependable bloke when it comes to stats, a game day information, analysis, anything you could want. He's the man for it. It's Sensible Dan. How are you, fella?
I'm feeling salubrious, mate. This is my second favourite week of the year after prelim week, which was a massive letdown this week. So I feel like we are owed a special grand final.
I think you are bang on. I think you're considering the prelim week that we had leading in, the massive Brownlow night. I feel like the stage is set for a brilliant grand final.
That was absolutely the best Brownlow count in recent memory.
Awesome. In years it was. And that chirpy little voice over in the corner there, the man who puts the cyst into journalist, but also puts the C word into Mexico. It is, of course, Desmond Van Bus, our global field correspondent. How are you, mate?
El Guerrero El Des has arrived from Mexico, and I've got a because it's Grand Final week. It's Grand Final week, and I have been in Guadalajara. I have been traveling around Mexico City on my llama, like Emperor's new groove. I've got some gifts. For the boy. Before we proceed, I've just got some traditional Mexican beer here.
Okay.
Traditional Mexican beer. I've got some Carlton drafts for the boys.
Cervezas!
Hey! All right.
Cervezas!
So, got a Carlton draft for the boys.
Oh, hello.
For those listeners.
Are we sponsored? I think we're sponsored.
Oh, we will be.
We're clearly sponsored by Carlton Draft. If anyone from Carlton Draft is listening, boys. I love this beer.
It is a good beer.
Absolutely.
Cheers, boys.
Here we are.
I'm actually surprised you didn't snorkel that.
Let's get through the scramble and then I'll neck one. I've also got some gifts for the boys. So,
Big week.
Because I've got my sombrero that sums up my personality and the size of my woohoo. I've also
said with a high involved.
Well, speaking of that, I was on the line with my good mate El Chapo. Right now, unlikely combo, I know, but he's in jail at the moment, and you got to.
And you're married, so that's
you got to keep in touch with the lads. And he told me that you have a nickname around the traps.
Is that true?
It did, yeah. The 1 kilogram burrito.
El Chapo.
Can explain?
I'm gonna have to have some words with El Chapo, because once you're done with the 1 kilo burrito, what's hurting the most?
Oh boy!
What happens once you've dealt with Des? You do the maths, because someone's behind is hurting, and it's not mine.
It was the bookies last week. I can tell you that much.
That's
we are going to recap our Brownlow performance, but before we do, gifts. Desmond,
I've got a gift.
So, straining.
Because I have been to Somalia recently, I have got Richie a nice copy of Alien versus Predator. So there you go, mate. I've also got you a little sombrero to wear as well, because if anyone knows Kurt Angle and Stone Cold Steve Austin, when he gets the cowboy hat, it's one of those moments, and look at it. It looks fantastic for him.
Thank you.
Also, Dan, I'm going to whip this sombrero off, because it is wrecking my style.
Forward to this.
And Dan, I've got a gift for you. So, Blood Diamond from Somalia. Blood Diamond.
My favourite movie.
Blood Diamond.
Actually.
I've actually got him
very good.
I've got him a Mexican copy of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. It's El Potter and the Chamber of Tacos.
El Poto and the Chamber of Poto.
El Poto. And also, I've got this award here. It's the Northern Hills Porn Club. It's a one-day event, and it says Sensible Dan. Sensible Dan has a big horse on there. So
a one-day event as well.
So,
well
done.
Look, there are things in my past that you don't need to know about.
And in your present, it would seem.
Now that I'm sensible now, but in 2017, 2018, when this was running, no good.
The Porn Club one-day event champion. No, as you can tell, I'm excited. I'm just gonna. Do you know what? I'm gonna host for 1 second, and I'm gonna move straight on to my scramble, because it's Grand Final week. We don't have lots of games to talk about. We've only got one, and we are gonna do a very big preview on that.
We'll get to the sensible stuff soon. I apologise. Stick with us. First of all, like and subscribe, please. Jump on the like and subscribe buttons. Give us a bit of love. If you're on the listening on the podcast, still appreciate the support. Been with us 2 years straight now. We love that. Love you. Love everything you're about.
Much. If you guys aren't subscribed, I think you should switch off now. I don't want you to listen to my scramble. You got to subscribe. If you want to listen to the scramble, it's called the Please Subscribe Scramble.
Jesus. Fair enough. I've also got a little prize giveaway to announce as well. So I will let Des get through the scramble, get through the shit first, and then we'll cut away. But we've got a very nice little gift to give away grand final week. Desi's straining. Get into it, fella. Your last scramble for the year. Come on. All right, baby. So it's a bit of word association, and you guys are going to be linked. So you're a pair, except you're going to give me 2 different answers. So instead of me asking Dan a question and going to Rich, Dan, Rich, we are just going to... we're both answering each question. Perfect. And it's not a question. I'm going to put a word out there, and you've got to tell me the first thing that comes to mind. AFL media, AFL team, journalist, anything that comes to mind. I do like when we team up to battle these because it's much more bearable. Well, and it's quicker. All right. So first one. This is actually quite easy, and this is a personal question. But my first word. It's 2 Brownlow Medal. Ollie Wines. Thank you. Perfect. Nah, I'll change it quickly. Shane Woden. You can't go. You can't go past mine. Shane Crawford. Well, if you're changing yours, I'm changing mine. I'm going to say Matthew Prittis's hair. Actual truth. Fair? Yeah. All right. Pant. Dane Swan. Why? The man who doesn't wear any. Thank you. Okay. Yep. Pant. Dusty's got a real nice set of pins, so I just Dusty. Perfect. Or Ricky Nixon outside of your local comprehensive has been known to pant. Gasp. Bad. Oh well, I like it. Well, shout out to Chuck. Good on you, mate. My next word is oily. What's this? Tom Hawkins' arms. Clayton Oliver's face. There you go. Squeaky boys team. Grand final. This is my last simple one. Sure. Grand final. So what do we think of when we grand finals? Perth Optus Stadium. Up there, Kazali. I like that. I think of the true home of football. Optus Stadium. He was saying Shaw as in the Heath Shaw, but that's right. Also big smother. Yep. Dirty Sanchez. Jeepers. Jake Lever's Mo. Yeah, that's fine. That's a fine one. I was going to say Libba might be up there. All right. Also so these next words, I'm not even sure if you guys know these words, but they are words, and I'm going to tell you the meaning of the words after, but you have to tell me what you think of first. All right? I can guarantee you Richie will know these words. No, the first word is taradiddle. Taradiddle. That's not a word. It is. Rubbish. I'll tell you what the meaning is after. What? Am I supposed to work out what I think of when I hear a fucking gobbledygook nonsense word? When you hear taradiddle, what do you think of? I think of tattletale. I don't know. It sounds a bit of a dibber-dobber. There's nothing wrong with that. No. I mean, like, do you think of anything in the AFL media when you hear taradiddle? Carolyn Wilson, because there's some similar sounding sorts of vowels. And this is very funny because you were very close to this because it means a petty lie. Lie. Dibber-dobber. So Sam Edmonds. There you go. We're both right. All right. A point each there. What about wide and dream? Wide and dream. Is that 2 words? It's a Scottish term. No, one word. Wide and dream. I've had a few of those recently. I'm telling you. A wide and dream. I don't know. What player I think when you think of wide and dream? Patrick Dangerfield. Yeah, because he's dreaming of a flag. He's never going to get it. Hey? Yeah, and his kicks spray wide. So it's fine. It's actually a Scottish term for confused. I've got 2 more. My final one that is a... Just hear me out. My final one that is a word that's a bit confusing. My final one, it's a confusing word that you may not know, is slumgullion. Slumgullion. That's a Pokemon. Yeah, actually, I'm not hearing nothing else. Slumgullion. I'll tell you what it means first, actually. It means a cheap meat stew. So who's a cheap meat stew in the AFL? What? A cheap meat stew. Lewis Young. That's what I was going to say, Ben Cunnington, but that's not meant to be an insult. I think he's just a hardy man who just eats fistfuls of grubs and worms to keep himself going. Sustenance. It is literally that. And my final word, and it's 2 words, is tickle culture. Maybe your child. Never to be seen again after this show. That's it. I'm putting that to bed. There's no more tickle culture ever. No more Des's Scramble for the year 2021. Thank the Lord God, Woo. Jesus, Allah, Buddha. All of them. You boys will hear my voice next year. I'm done. I'm cashed out. You're a maniac. That's it for the night. You'll hear me say my prediction. I'm done. Speaking of predictions,
Brownlow Medal night. Did we all call Ollie Wines? I can't remember what we said here.
I did.
I was flat bang on Wines. I was bullish on it.
Bont and Wines were my two.
It ended up hurting me a lot more than what I thought it should have done. I put a big bet on back.
As did I.
In July. And all I really needed was Ollie Wines and Geelong to win the flag, and Geelong let me down.
Ollie Wines was quite a high price.
And it's painful. So, look, great win for Ollie, though. Absolutely deserved it. I thought he had a great season. Port's talisman by a long stretch. And he just improved so much from last year to this.
He did.
Fantastic year. So
imagine if he left.
Can't knock it.
Remember, because when did he sign his big deal? It wasn't last year, it was the year before. It was in 2019, I believe.
Yep.
And they thought he was going to leave.
And he'd been through a lot of ups and downs in those years prior. There was the
last three.
The off-field stuff when he was captain and all that. Just it's good to see him come through the other side, and he's playing career best footy.
Absolutely is. A couple of our bets that came through, some that didn't. This is not just going to be a self-wanking session because we missed as many as we hit on the night. Did make a profit though, which was nice. So Ollie Wines, we all jumped on. Top 3 finish, Marcus Bontempelli, that wrote itself. That was a good win. Top 10 finish, Jack McRae didn't get a Guernsey.
I actually think
disgraceful.
I mean, is there a more disrespected man in AFL circles?
Hard to think of one.
Because, I mean, he really does the exact same thing that Tom Mitchell did to win a Brownlow. And can't even...
We did it better.
Can't even poll
Big
15.
names, mate. Umpires just don't. They just...
They froth marquee players, umpires, man. Do you know what I mean?
There were some horrendous calls. Like I just think, and this is a biased one, but I just think like even Mundy, when Freo went and smashed the Crows, Mundy didn't even get a vote. Clearly the best player on the ground.
Yeah, he was. I did appreciate, though, when he was getting all his votes at the end and Gil was just holding off on saying the name for a few seconds and built a bit of anticipation, and the crowd got up for it.
Perfect.
Loved it.
Got that from Daddy Demetriou.
Was it a dry Brownlow? Were they allowed to have a couple of beers or what?
No, some blokes were. Some blokes weren't.
Not in Melbourne.
No.
They did say they had an esky out the back, though. I don't know if you heard Titch say that. He said they had one in the toilets.
Lad.
That's awesome.
It's enjoyable.
Like that.
Yeah, filled with your mate El Chapo's best and finest. A couple of McRae, look, round 6 GWS had 40 touches, didn't get a vote. They beat Essendon round 21. Oh, no, they didn't, did they? I think Essendon beat
Essendon won.
40 touches.
Essendon won, but again, McRae 37 touches that day, didn't get a vote. I don't know. McRae's pissed off someone.
My one that didn't come through, that even though it was a bit of a sort of a layup on the bet market, was Tex Walker leading after 5 rounds.
Had 9 votes, and that stopped him.
Genuinely, he was the most dominant player in the competition for the first 5 rounds of the season. Borderline unstoppable. Didn't get the 3 votes against North Melbourne, which he could have made an argument for Rob, but I would have given it to Tex. And yeah, it was amazing. Interesting.
It's a poll vote. Now, I was pretty ordinary on this. I had Shannon Hearn, had Isaac Cumming, Dyson Heppel, and Lockie Ash. And of all of those, only Isaac Cumming ended up getting one. And he left it late too.
I was going to say, I was getting mad. I was getting mad that Isaac Cumming didn't get a vote. And I had money on it, but that wasn't why I was mad. It was just like, come on. He
did deserve one. Oh, yeah. He got it. But Heppel and Ash did too. Ash had that massive game where he had
43 touches.
43?
Yeah, something like ridiculous.
Whatever it was. He absolutely deserved one.
If umpires can't spell your name, they're...
If you can't spell Ash,
then you should be sat in this seat.
Bigger problems than reading a voting slip.
Also true. Whereas we had Clayton Oliver and Marcus Bontempelli to poll 30 or more votes. They both came through. If you put them together, that was paying about $3 or something like that. So you would have made a bit of money.
That was the first time in AFL history more than one player had polled 30 in a single night.
First time in AFL history that 4 players had polled over 30 or 30 or over.
I wish Carlton... Do you know, I thought it was funny that Carlton had such a bad end to the year, but far out, I wish they won at least a couple of games because imagine Sam Wild.
He'll have his day.
He will absolutely have his day.
He'll have his day.
Who's going to take his votes?
The fact that he's in his 3rd year and competing with these blokes is...
Yeah, 20. What is he, 20, 21?
Yep.
Unreal. All right. I think it's time, gentlemen, without further ado, it's the big one. It is the grand final for AFL season 2021 between the Melbourne Demons and the Western Bulldogs at Optus Stadium for the first time ever. It's going to be 7:15 Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, don't forget those 15 minutes, mate. Yeah. Jared is not going to last.
They will be asleep.
Be in bed.
Hey, listen, it's early bird dinner at the old folks' home, all right? Good. They serve it sharp at 5:30, and if you're there, you're laughing. If you miss out, you go hungry.
Tasty.
Long time till breakfast. Boys, where to start with this one? Who's opening this one up for me? I think I've heard enough out of your mouth, so I want to hear a bit more out of Sensible Dan.
Yeah, look, I'll cut to the chase on this one. Firstly, it is a shame that Nate Jones isn't getting a Guernsey here.
Even obviously, as a medical sub.
Yeah. You're going to go home for the birth of your kids. That's fair and good. But look, what a career he's had. He's been the D stalwart for his entire life, basically. Been there through the worst of it. So
the Jack Wattera.
Absolutely, and it got worse than that. The Mark Neild era, famously disgusting.
Tanking,
the Trengrove era.
Trengrove, Tom Scully leaving immediately.
And I'm not a big guy. This bloke deserves a medal, etc., etc. If anyone did deserve one, I would actually put it down to Nate Jones, because I think putting up with that crap for his entire career and then getting to this point and not being there, a bit rough. But anyway, good, congrats on a great career.
Yep.
D's defence this year has been their linchpin. May and Lever back there, just unbelievable. We'll get to the keys to the game a bit later, but that's going to be my key to the game. I'm just going to put it out there straight away.
We're doing keys to the game. Get your little brain box, get it churning.
Let me think.
Come up with some keys to the game.
So that's going to be mine anyway.
I've got a very funny key to the game, and you're going to laugh.
I'll go into that a bit later, but yeah, that's going to be where I'm going to be heading with that one. There's nothing flashy about them. They don't do anything elite. They're not big.
They're effective.
But they just do their job super well.
Done.
Both elite in 1v1 contests, intercepts. They're just fantastic. And Stephen May is just putting on bulk like no tomorrow, and it's working for him. I wish I could look like that.
Hell damn yeah, brother.
Maybe one day. So that's going to be the key for them. The D's midfield obviously is elite.
Yes.
Earlier on this year, they've played him a couple of times. We've seen Oliver have 33 and 38 disposals against him this year, so he loves playing the Dogs. I expect much of the same. Gawn's going to be rubbing his hands together because he's getting an absolute layup no matter who he plays.
Even Steph Martin?
Yep.
Yeah.
At this point in his career, absolutely.
Okay.
We haven't seen Steph Martin play at his best this year. Even
After
when he has
that
been on
big
the field.
game as well against Geelong,
Yep.
he's going to be riding high.
Absolutely. And again, when you've got those guys sharking at your feet, it makes life
very
easy.
You feel good.
The forward line, that's probably the bugaboo. It was the bugaboo at the start of the year. They were the fifth highest scoring team, so not terrible. But Sydney and Essendon actually scored more points than them this year. So their forward line...
That's hard. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
I did not know that.
It's a bit hit and miss on their day, but they've got the carnivore up there. Big Tommy McDonald.
Indeed. And the herbivore.
Absolutely. They got that. Yeah, exactly.
All the Vores.
What a duo.
Team Vore.
They've got Big Knob Pickett.
Knob Pickett.
And Beavis, who was in career best nick this year.
He might be the leading goal scorer of the finals.
It'd be Baz Lenker.
I would have thought, yeah.
What if Fritz come out and kick 2 and he might be... That'll be equal best.
But Baz Lenker's leading him by about...
2.
Is it 2?
I think it's only 2.
And the hearts of the nation.
Yeah.
Well and truly.
Absolutely. So, anyway, their forward line, when they get going, they can be good. But there's a good chance Alex Keith's going to play in this game. So that makes life a lot tougher for either McDonald or Brown. They're going to have to rely on the other blokes to get the job done.
Indeed. I'm not going to ask for a pick just yet. We'll come back to it.
Tell us about the Dogs. I've done some of the Ds. Tell us about the Dogs.
What do the good folks of Guadalajara, Mexico, have to say about the Western Bulldogs in the grand final?
I don't have to say this, but I will. The Doggies have been in the caravan. They have been travelling everywhere, and they've done it extremely well. They've been the Des Dog of the week 2 weeks in a row, and I can honestly tell you, it was one of my least confident Des Dogs of the week. They're obviously not going to be the Des Dog if I didn't truly believe it in my loins. But you know what I mean. They come who really had them to beat Port?
Not many. Not like that as well.
Either geniuses, fools, or the most rusted on one-eyed of supporters.
I tipped them with hope. That was pure hope, and I thought that they were going to get off to a good start and then hold on. Oh, man. They were unreal. And I love, you see Bev held up something, and I think it was 6A. That was like a training drill, training drill 6A. That is fantastic. Mm-hmm. To do that in a prelim and try different things and to be able to do that sets them up perfectly for the Ds, because those training drills are going to be based around the Demons. You're going to know, they know, what are they, 60, 70 points up? Mm-hmm. We're just going to play around. We're going to play around with them. And it's going to be, I can't even make a pick. You're going to hear my pick a bit later. But I can't even make a pick and fully back it. I can't fully back it.
So this show is pointless and a farce and a waste of time.
Oh, it's
as every week.
Yeah.
Well, look who's got the big. I've got your little hat on.
All right. Is there any tape over there? Find some tape. I'll tape it to your skull.
Put it on my mouth. No. But
it's got an elastic thing on it.
It's not big enough for his dome.
Yes, it is. It is absolutely.
Go on, put it on your head.
Oh, yeah. When you think of the Doggies, though, you think of the 45 midfielders they have.
Oh, there you go.
You think of the 45 midfielders they have, and it has worked for them, and it's worked like we hoped. We were unsure how they would mould into what they.
A premiership side.
Really, it took them 3 rounds. I'm tucking this behind my ears because it's an absolute mess while I'm talking. And but no, they've actually moulded into obviously a premiership team, and I'm really glad they've made it. Cody Waitman back in, huge.
I think that
Mitch Hannon, like, you just think of their forward line, like, it's just
mercurial.
What I was going to say, the thing is, at the start of this year, when they brought in Adam Treloar, this really was everyone's grand final pick anyway. They went from being they should make finals to if they don't make a Grandy,
it's not good enough.
It's a catastrophic failure.
Just think of their you think of their midfield and the pieces that they have. And I saw something that was very interesting where it was like, can the quality of Melbourne's, and I'm not saying doggies don't have quality, like, that would just be stupid. But the quality of Melbourne's midfield, you got Gawn obviously in the ruck. Mm-hmm. You got the two superstars, the tag team champions and the world champions. You got Petrarca and my boy Clary Oliver.
Claz, yeah.
And even Viney, like those three, it doesn't matter who you rotate in. Like that's a real tough competition to be up against. You know what I mean? That is like one of the most elite midfields of all time.
This would be the top two midfields in the competition, surely.
I was certainly rated for this year, and it's the grand final that we needed to have. With 10 rounds in, and there was only 2 teams that were sat 9-1. You thought, even then, 2.5 months in, this needs to be our grand final.
Oh, it's perfect.
I think so. I mean, we've been on other teams at various points of the year, both like all of us.
Cats and Port, and they
were
lost.
Playing well. Brisbane was playing well. Did I say Cats, Port, whatever?
Do you know what?
There was a few teams that were playing really good football. But the Dogs and the D's, they were the best at the begining of the year. The Dogs really only fell off right at the very end. Right at the very tail end of the season. They fell away, but they were still these are the 2 best teams in the competition for 2021. It's the grand final we deserve. Now all we need is for them to put on a show for us.
It is indeed. I'm having a look through here, just trying to find some additional stats.
While you do that, it's interesting. These guys have actually played in a grand final before, believe it or not.
Oh.
And it was the Doggies' first grand final, or first grand final win, I should say, in 54.
Stats, man, Des.
It's an interesting stat. I've got another one for you that's going to give you pause for thought.
I thought you were going to correct me then.
No, I'll let you have your day.
No, that's true.
I'll let you have your day.
That's legit.
The past 8 grand finals in a row, and 11 of the past 13 have been won by the side that polled the fewer Brownlow votes earlier that week. Do you understand that, Des?
I do, because a team of champions never beats a champion team.
In 2021, there were 96 total Brownlow votes for Melbourne, 85 for the Western Bulldogs. So the history tells us the Doggies are in for one.
Do you want another stat?
Hit me.
That'll blow your mind.
Go. I love it already.
All right. So my key matchup, because I'm going to move into this early, right? Because why not? You brought up a stat, and I can't help myself because I get.
No, nor into it.
I go to Penn Island when I hear stats. Right?
Oh, he's wood.
Absolutely. Big wood. All right. Wood. So my key matchup is obviously Melbourne's defense versus Dogs' offense. Now, Dogs' offense, hugely high-powered this year. They were putting up points like no one's business. Melbourne had the best defense in the comp, bar none.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The last 4 premiers and 5 of the last 6 premiers have allowed less points over the course of the season. So history would tell us that the better defense will win this, which is Melbourne. Now, your stat just said the Dogs. I actually genuinely think this is one of the closer grand finals in terms of a pick'em that we've seen in a few years.
And I say that is what I'm thinking, but that is before. I think of it as we could go into this game and the Doggies could get 6 goals up here and it could be over. Not over at quarter time.
You'd be stunned.
But you go, wow.
Stunned if that happens.
But Melbourne could do the same. Melbourne kick 4 in very similar to what happened the week before. I don't think to that scale. I don't think they're going to win by 60, 70 points. But a team could put it to bed real early. Mm-hmm. And Doggies, obviously, they don't put their head in the sand and give up. But
they've gutsed it out. They've made this whole finals campaign just about it's us against the world. Throw everything you want at us. We'll deal with it.
Before,
we'll go with
it. They've done Port Adelaide, but better.
It is.
Yeah.
They've literally taken that mantra of everyone hates us, it's us against them, and actually been about it. Like, seriously been about it. Yeah. I would be the same as you, absolutely stunned if this blows out more than, say, 25 points. I think this will be a real close one. No matter which way it goes, I cannot see a team running away with this.
Doggies are already 1-0 up in the grand finals. VFL grand finals, obviously we count them. I personally, I'm a bit iffy on VFL. But that's all right.
I mean,
we join their competition, so I get why they like to call it that. But they played each other in the grand final.
We literally discussed this maybe 2 weeks ago.
Correct.
Right? When they changed this is England, so this is going completely off topic, right? In the Premier League, when they changed from the Division 1 to the Premier League, titles prior discounted.
Yep.
Doesn't matter anymore because you've not won the Premier League. It's the Premier League titles that you've won.
I know.
It's
when they join though, they join the VFL.
Yeah.
So they join the league.
It should.
Not
And,
the talk.
I'd love to hear.
And
I
then
don't
change
like
the
it.
name. Anyway.
I do not like it at all. I do not like it, but I'm saying that they are 1-0 up in AFL VFL Grand Finals.
And yet they're 1-1 this year.
Another argument for another day.
They're 1-1 this year.
They are.
Played each other twice. 1-1. With the Bulldogs getting the last one on the board. Mm-hmm. Very interesting. So I will take you back to that game just for a little bit of compare the pair.
It was an awesome game.
There was a bloody game.
In the wet. That's another thing that we got to
What a
remember.
blunder.
In the wet.
Beer's repeating on me, I tell you what.
It is.
Unbelievable. All right, so last time they played was round 19.
Mm-hmm.
Dogs got up by 20 points. Very interesting. Now, there's some reasons here that I believe that the Dogs won this game that mean that they're not going to win this game this week. I'm giving you my pick early. I'm saying Melbourne to win this one, 1-39, and I'll retroactively explain why.
His heart bleeds true.
It does for the red and the blue. Boom. Boom. I'm all in on him. The biggest thing of this, now he didn't play the world's greatest and biggest game, but in terms of just sheer presence and that dangerous aspect on the field, Josh Bruce, 2 goals, 1, which is not great, had 12 touches, 8 kicks. He was setting up other goals, setting up other blokes, score involvements, bringing guys into the game, which is what you want from a key forward. If he's not going to kick goals, at least get involved, get your hands on the pill, set some shit up.
Yep.
Where is he now?
Dead.
Where is he now? And who's his replacement? Josh Shackey, who was great against the Lear. But you need in a grand final to be playing your offensive game and having a key forward who's going to take the ball at its highest point and kick goals, not to go out and play an actively negative game on a defender. Having said that, May, Lever, gee, I don't know. Can you afford to go toe-to-toe with them? Can you afford to put someone like Josh Shackey, who's played what? Has he played 40 AFL games? Something along those
Wouldn't
lines?
have thought.
Has he played 40 good ones?
No, definitely not.
Absolutely
Has he played
not.
4 good ones?
Well, debatable.
Define good.
In the last 3 weeks, he's played some okay games.
Can you honestly send out a key forward to play against someone like Lever and May,
See, I don't
who's
think-
not going to take it up to them and play their own game and make the defender play on them, not you play on the defender. Make the defender work to you.
Yeah. I don't think you just can't. I don't think they will go toe-to-toe with them. It'll come down to guys who are a bit smaller, Mitch Hannon, Cody Waitman, just to force mistakes, pressure, lots and lots of pressure. There's no way in hell Aaron Norton, as good as he is, great player, what's he going to do 2-on-1? Because that's essentially what it is with Josh Shackey down there.
I do.
Does Jamara get a game?
You can't. You can't upset that team that had that win against Port, against the odds. You've got to remain. And I know that I've just said that.
Who comes out for Waitman?
Well, see, that's the thing, because you're going to have to upset it for Waitman. And it's going to be someone.
okay, though.
I don't know. Who does come out? That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
I'll look and see who's
Johannesson?
getting the flick.
Maybe.
Johannesson's not getting the flick.
Why
He'll
not?
do. Why
Medical
not?
sub.
He started as a sub multiple times this year.
Medical sub. Someone else will get the flick. They love it. He's a Norm Smith medalist. That's good for the team.
Which won me a lot of money at the time, but completely undeserved as well. But we'll get to the Norm Smith a little bit later.
Agree.
Okay, tell me your key matchup then, Rich. Where do you think
before
this
you
game
talk
is?
anymore,
Oh,
you're
go
gonna
on.
Fucking this
go on.
bloke here. Spit it out. Come
You're
on.
gonna hurt
Hurry
me.
up.
So, the Doggies, and I saw a thing on Fox Footy, and I don't normally believe Fox Footy. They were my nuffies of the year. My
That's
dummies
coming from you.
of the week. Yeah, they have made some... I've made some horrendous calls that have turned out good. They have made none. They have made no calls good.
Dismissed.
0.
Desloy. Nuffy of the year.
They did say, and I really looked into it. I kind of dismissed it at first, but they said the Dogs struggle with small forwards. So the small forwards have been putting a bit of a beating on the Dogs, and they gave some examples. And obviously, like Eddie kicked 5, and the Gold Coast small forwards had a bit of they had a field day really, and Dogs still won. Like Dogs won those games, so irrelevant.
But their smaller
think that?
their smaller defenders are not actually good defenders. Caleb Daniel is not a good defender. He's a great rebounder. Bailey Dale.
3 letters.
Bailey Dale is not. And I know what you're going to say. Big NOB.
Knob.
At time.
Knob is my key.
Daniel's not a good defender. Bailey Dale was not a very good defender either. Great rebounding blokes. They super clean with the footy.
I think blokes like Jure, Cordy.
That's it.
They're not. And this is why I sort of question even that coming from Fox Footy. Oh, small forwards give the Dogs backline a lot of trouble. I would have thought your tall forwards, your big key
What
forwards would
happens
be
when it
very
gets to ground,
difficult
though,
to stop.
and Knob gets it, and we saw him in the flesh. Knob, by the way, nephew of Byron. That's why he's Knob, just if anyone wants to... And
Ask the
my
question.
favourite Melbourne Demons player, what's
Why?
going to happen? He's the man. He's electric. He's electric.
Nine reasons.
The most electric man in a Melbourne Guernsey. Name someone more electric.
I tell you,
Jake Bowie.
You talk about shut up. You talk about knobs. You sit on them just daily, man. I tell you froth every bloke going.
So Cozzy Pickett, right? What happens? Ball gets it. So Benny Brown's going up, bang, punched out. Keith, he's probably not going to spoil it, but Keith balls, bang, it's on the ground. Who's going to catch knob?
Well, look, I mean, you would.
There's a list, and it is empty.
The most obvious matchup there is Jure. You're not going to trust Daniel
or Williams. No, you're not.
So I saw this Fox Footy. The Fox Footy point was the small forwards have been hurting the doggies, and I think Cozzy's in for a big one.
I don't know. I want to see that compared to the tall forwards because you asked me what I think my key matchups are here, and I think there's a few that really stick out. Really, really stick out. And that really lead into me backing Melbourne in hard here. Mm-hmm. So number one, Max Gawn against whoever he's rucking against. It's been his final series. It's a shame you can't bet on like the Gary Ayres medal.
Is there an MVP? Is that Gary Ayres?
Of the final series, yes. There's an MVP of the final series.
That isn't given enough love. I don't even know.
Colour me shocked that your first key is a ruckman.
I'm working from the centre and I'm working out. All right? And I'm working out. And it's Max Gawn. You can't not be there.
I know.
Look, it's been his finals campaign, and your neck and neck for that Gary Ayres medal is Gawn and Bailey Smith.
Baz
at the minute. Now, what are the options here against Gawn? Tim English, who has been underwhelming in the ruck, he's
defensively horrendous. Ruckman
fared better in the forward line, underwhelming in the ruck. Mm-hmm. You've got who's that other cobber? Lewis Young, right?
Don't disrespect.
No, well,
he's going to be disrespected if he goes on Gawn. That's the thing. He's going to get a lot of disrespect.
Strong would tally him up.
He's a jobber. Do you know what I mean? He is a jobber.
He's a jobber.
You got Steph Martin, who's your other option, who has played 5 games this year, something like that.
Yeah.
He's battled horrendously. He's
Gawn
had one
needs
game
him in the
back
sternum, and Martin could turn to dust.
But he's had one game back in, and then they've had a week off, and then playing in a grand final. Now that's not great for your prep coming in. So if Gawn plays this right, he's getting first look at that ball, and he's been playing like a midfielder this whole last month. He gets first look at it, and he's going to feed those blokes directly and then chase up his own groundwork, all right? Out of the middle, straight away. So your Bulldogs midfield unit, as good as they are now all of a sudden playing from a defensive mindset as opposed to an attacking one. That's interesting to me for a start.
It is.
Go to the other end of the field right now. I'm looking at that Bulldogs backline. They're not tall blokes, as we touched on. Alex Keith is not tall. Taylor Jure, Williams, Dale, Cordy, if he plays. They're not tall blokes. Look at Melbourne's forward line. You got Big Ben, bustling boner Brown, sits there eating cabbage and rocket leaves all week, and now he's grown the size of a beanstalk. He is. He's huge. Tom McDonald, big lad, big strapping, young, well-built, vascular, veiny.
Gained 45 kilos of pure muscle this year.
Throbbing, red-faced.
Oh, Tom Sams McDonald.
Yeah. He's a big man.
He is.
He's a big man.
He's ginormous.
Yeah.
These are 2 big focal points for a start. Who else do you see going down there? Luke Jackson, is he going to be playing?
Yep.
How tall is he? 197, 198?
200.
He's 200. Boom. Right there for a start.
Yeah.
If he switches off the ball, maybe
excited.
He gives Max a chop out in the ruck. Jackson goes in. Gawn goes into the forward line. He's 210 centimetres, something ridiculous like that.
Yep.
This is a tall forward line, and I think it's too tall for the Dogs to contend with. At the other end, as you highlighted, you've got Lever, you've got May, and everyone froths on Lever and May's penises, and that's fine because they've been good. No one's giving any sort of love to blokes like Hibbard, Hunt, Harrison Petty, who have moulded their games to seamlessly operate at the feet of these men and be there when Lever floats across, takes an intercept mark, or when May wins a one-on-one. He backs back, his eyes instantly looking inboard, outboard, who's available. And these blokes know how May and Lever operate, and they spread, they go. They're just as important. They make the other 2 look good. They're just as important.
Do we think that the Dogs will employ Josh Shackey in that defensive forward role again? Do you send him to one of those 2?
No, I don't think you can. I don't think you can play a bloke.
So what use does Josh Shackey have in this team then?
I wouldn't play him.
I wouldn't either. But he'll get a Guernsey because you said this, you don't want to upset the apple cart.
Yeah, and they'll reward good form. But the biggest thing that the Dogs have got going for them is that they've been here before. They've been here before. They know what it takes to win a grand final.
Yep.
And the hard way. And the hard way. Now, Josh Shackey's not been a part of that.
No.
And he's only come good as a very, very, very late in the piece. I don't think you can play him against that very settled backline of Melbourne's. And look, I see the Melbourne backline beating the Dogs forward line. The midfields cancel each other out. Max Gawn to be the X factor there.
Yep.
I see Melbourne's forward line being too tall for the Dogs back line.
Yep.
I think the only people that defeat Melbourne, I think it's up here. If they've got it going up here, they win the game. It's Melbourne for mine, 1-39.
So the doggies have been the Des Dog of the week for the last 2 weeks, right? The Des Dog of the week. Well, they are the underdogs this week. But I've got the Des Demon of the week. The Des Demon of the week,
Look
baby.
at that dirty Sanchez.
Look at him.
it is,
Look
yeah.
at him and tell me, are we like brothers or what? Because the Demons are getting up. The
Yeah, you do
Demons
look similar, yeah.
We do.
Funny
Yeah.
that.
The other thing is that he's got a mustache and I don't, unfortunately, because I can't grow one. But
That's a real shame.
Demons are
It
gonna
is
get
a
up.
weird thing.
Demons are gonna get up.
Just looking at you from here, you can actually see that you don't have any facial.
But it's weird because he clearly shaves all this here and then there and then the lip, but he lets it go underneath. Well, what's that about?
Incel,
Matt Hardy.
incel neck.
It's just low test.
Matt Hardy.
Not bad.
Low test.
As a group, I prefer the Dogs players because I like the brand of footy that they play. But I can't see them getting the job done here because I think Melbourne just has everything going for them. They're coming in red hot form.
Replace the word Melbourne with Port.
Yeah.
It's eerie.
Exactly.
It's eerie.
Exactly.
Please continue.
Yeah, but Melbourne
but
are much better than Port.
Surely at some point,
clearly better.
Surely at some point, the Dogs have to tire. You said it before. They have travelled a long, long way in the last 4 weeks.
You know how to spell.
Nah.
How to spell for a week.
I get what you're saying. I do
D-
understand.
I find it very hard to not back in the D's here. They've got that whole, we haven't won a premiership for 54 years. Max Gawn is just this illustrious unicorn captain that just leads the team to victories, improbable outcomes. I'm backing in Melbourne as well. 1-39 for me.
All the pieces. They've just got all the pieces for a premiership side. You think of the good, or the great premiership sides as well, and they've just got the pieces.
Obviously, it's not impossible to envision the Dogs winning.
Not at all.
This either.
Not at all.
After
and
last
it's a very
week-
hard grand
And
final.
even, like,
Anyone could win.
Absolutely.
Realistically, I misspoke when I said I can't see the Dogs winning this because there's plenty of valid reasons that they can win this. They're a very, very good football team. So I'm just going to back in Melbourne. I'd really like to see the D's get up. Just to throw it out there, don't want to see Gary Lyon presenting the trophy. That actually hurts my soul.
It's not good. It's not good.
But
because he is not a good person.
he is not.
No.
But I would like to see Maxi Gawn holding the trophy, and I reckon that would get some serious use at the after party.
The Cup or Max Gawn?
Bit of both.
I think both are getting used
both.
big time. Should be a ripping game, no matter what, though, fellas. No matter what. Very comprehensive, boys. Thank you.
It's a consensual consensus.
It's our final consensual consensus of the year.
It is.
And it means it's now time for our final series of bets for the year.
Do you want to do bets first, or should we do the AMA first? What do you want to do?
I want to do bets.
Get bets.
I want to do bets, and then
finish off.
we'll work hard, and then we'll play hard afterward.
Sounds good.
Is that fair enough? Do you have any bets?
Come back to me.
No, I won't. Do you have any bets?
I do actually. I've got a veritable raft of them.
An armada, even.
Yes,
sure.
huge. Look, so we'll start with the Norm Smith. All right, that's everyone's favourite to bet
like
on
that.
because
Yep.
bit of a lottery. The Brownlow votes in the games. So round 11, we had 3 go to Oliver, 2 to Gawn, 1 to Lever. Round 19, 3 to Bont, 2 to McRae, 1 to Oliver. There's a midfield bias
Yeah, well.
to these votes, okay? So I'm not even going to bother discussing any of the midfielders because you can just throw a blanket over them, make a bit of an argument, track Oliver, Bont, McRae. They can all have massive days. They can all lay claim to this award. So I've just gone a little bit of more of the outsiders.
Go.
All right.
I like this.
So Stephen May at $31. Now we saw Brian Lake win one
Yeah.
at I want to say $501 odds.
He played the best game of Backman's ever played.
Absolutely. Could you see Stephen May doing that? I absolutely could. If they managed to lock down Aaron Norton and keep the Dogs to a very, very meagre score, I'm just saying.
Look, I see what you're doing.
I'm just saying, and I'm not. Sometimes you have to wonder whether these voters come in with a bit of a preconceived idea of who they want to pick. That Richmond versus Adelaide Grand Final.
Which one? I'm just joking.
There was absolutely no way in hell that Dustin Martin was best on ground that day.
Basher Hooley all day.
Basher Hooley all day, right? The Dogs versus Sydney Grand Final. There was no way that Jason Johannesson was best on ground.
Tom Boyd all day.
Oh, I'm so glad
He
that you
won me
said
money,
Boyd.
but there was no way.
I'm so glad you said
It would have been
Boyd.
Tom Boyd, or if you wanted to get frisky, Josh Kennedy.
Yeah.
Absolutely cleaned house. The only reason that Sydney were even in that game was because Josh Kennedy was carrying
Gave
the
everything.
entire team
Gave everything.
on his back. So I think they come in sometimes with this whole the narrative bets. Stephen May and Jake Lever have been the story all year, right?
I'd hate Jake Lever to get it.
I'd vomit until I died.
So would I.
I would judge it.
Absolutely.
Would.
My next one.
Go.
Bailey Dale.
Oh,
now he's at $51 at the moment. But hear me out here, right?
Go on then.
Jason Johannesson won that Norm
I
Smith.
see what he's doing.
On the back of doing what? Getting a lot of the pill.
Yeah.
And turning it over a hell of a lot. Is it inconceivable to think that Bailey Dale...
Yes, because his name's Bailey and his last name's Dale.
That hurts me nearly as much as Lever.
I'm just saying, $51. Rank outsider.
With emphasis on the word rank.
Not going to lie to you, boys.
Who had... No. Let me finish this one, because you're going to hate me even more.
Oh, no.
Right?
Well, Gary Lyon.
Might as well. He'll be best on ground at Mad Monday. No doubts about that.
Best on bed.
Best on
the
ground.
rankest of rank outsiders. All right? Rourke Smith. Now listen, he's paying $251 at the moment.
Why bring this up?
Because it's
not relevant.
It's worth a fiver.
No, it's not.
He just had an entire article written about him in The Age.
7 AFL love it.
About how much he's toiled and struggled. Oh. He's been on the rookie list. He's been delisted. He's been back on the rookie list. He's been delisted. The voters love a narrative bet. And we love narrative bets here too, so I think Rourke Smith is absolutely worth putting $1 on.
Yeah, wow. So if he $1, big man.
No, not going to lie.
Big man.
Mate, Rourke Smith would be the worst Norm Smith medalist of all time.
No one wants to listen to me say, Christian Petrarca's going to have a good game. Well, fucking obviously, it's Christian Petrarca or Bont or McRae. Listen to the outsider. Chuck a few bucks on him. It's worth it.
Look, banter. And if Rourke Smith replicates his preliminary final game in which he treated us to 1 goal, 1 and 15 disposals, then who's to say? Look, I'm sorry. I've kept mine decidedly more vanilla, but I have thought similar lines in terms of narratives.
Boring.
No, but I'm here to make the punters money. I want to make you money. Now, this is not financial advice. Gamble responsibly. If you copy these bets, especially the Rourke Smith one, you do so at your own risk.
If you say any of the top 4, just because, they're midfield, that's boring.
It's boring, yes, but boring makes money.
It's still pretty good odds, though.
And it is good odds. What I'm thinking
Explain.
is, look, I'm thinking your 2 most obvious ones. It's Petrarca and it's Bontempelli.
Cool.
Okay, and yes, it's
so
boring.
Move on to the next ones then.
No, we know this, but
move on to the next
ones. But just
then.
wait. Track is $6.
Yep.
Now that's good. Considering the season he's had and considering the last couple of times that he's played the Dogs, he always seems to front up with 1 goal, 2, 32 disposals. Now, history will tell us that's enough to get yourself a little BOG. Especially...
I'm not saying it's not.
Same with Bontempelli.
If you're listening to this and don't already know this information, kill yourself.
There's a bit of that. Think Bontempelli. Now, you talk narratives. I'm telling you, that man polled 33 votes.
He's good if you don't understand.
Yeah, 33 votes in the Brownlow last week. That would have been enough to win him a Brownlow in every single Brownlow medal count in history, bar 4 of them. Mm-hmm. Now, a lot of media this week has not just been on, Ollie Wines was good. It's, Bont. Oh, such a shame for the inspiring Dogs captain.
Absolutely.
Oh, the Bont. Now, do you not think that in the minds of the people picking this medal, there'll be the barest hint of thinking, we need to rectify this. The Bont didn't get a Brownlow, but we can get him a Norm.
Absolutely.
If he just gets a goal and 22 touches, I'll give him a vote.
Absolutely. I don't disagree with that.
And at $8, I put stupider money on stupider $8 bets.
You would.
Okay. I'm going to continue on 2 other narrative bets. Now, who were as I see it at the moment, my 2 players of the final series coming in. My 2 leaders for the Gary Ayres medal for MVP final series.
Gawn and Baz.
Gawn's playing $8, Baz 15. Now, you could chuck, if you were ballsy enough, you could chuck 100 on all 4 of those blokes. Mm-hmm. And I am certain, to within an inch of my life, that at least one of them's bringing that home.
I don't know. Clary might have something to say about it.
I don't know. I've not been thrilled with him in his finals campaign this year.
Doesn't need to be.
No, I know.
You don't need to be thrilled with it. They just need to be thrilled on the day. And if he gets 35 touches, that's going to be more than enough.
And that's what I'm thinking. Clary is my favourite for the Norm Smith, purely because you think of the Brownlow votes that he's been given this year. Sure. I know Petrarca had a stronger finish to the year. We all can agree with that. But Clary seemed to get the umpire's eye. Seemed to know how to get the umpire's eye. And that's something that I've found, especially in the last couple of years. The ones that can get the umpire's eye are the ones that win the Norm Smith. Think of even Luke Shuey. Mm-hmm. Luke Shuey got more Brownlow votes than, say, even Dom Sheed. And Shuey was clearly bog. But you get what I'm saying?
I do. I feel
He's got the umpire's eye, $7. I like it. But if you think the doggies are going to win, if you disagree with us, it's perfectly fine. Baz Smith at $15, far out.
I'm telling you.
That is not bad. That is not bad.
I did have Baz, but to make top 3. Top 3 in the voting is paying $5.
Oh, well, there you go.
That's taste.
There you go. If you think dogs are going to win,
taste.
that's an easy
Based
$5
on
to make.
his form throughout this final series, in which I'd probably just have him edging Max at the moment.
Yeah.
Not because I don't like Max, but Baz has been
He's
pretty
so
special.
what he has done.
Yeah.
Pretty special. So top 3 at $5, that's pretty good value. For
Not
mine.
bad. Not bad. Not bad.
You got more? I've got a few extras.
I'm going to go first because my bets are dumb.
Go on.
I want
right.
Des, I want Dan, and then I've got an absolute whopper to finish the year off.
Good.
4:30 with a power play. All right, I've got Cozzy Pickett to kick 2 goals. Cozzy Pickett to kick 2 goals because, as I said, small forwards love it against the Dogs.
That's actually good value.
Who's going to
brilliant.
catch? No. There's 2 legs. There's 2 legs.
Oh, come along.
2 legs. So Cozzy Pickett to kick 2 goals is just $3.10. But I've made it
Still good.
I'll take that.
But I've made it a bit spicy because Cozzy Pickett to score a goal in the first half is paying $2.20. You mix that together, $4.30. So, like, obviously, Cozzy's just got to kick 2 goals. One of them has to be in the first half.
That's not actually the worst thing you've ever said.
Why have you waited until the last show of the year to provide any sort of insight or
And useful
knowledge?
insight.
Like that's actually good.
Literally,
from the clouds
and you
here.
can do that with Ben Brown. You can do that with anyone. Anyone that you think is going to kick 2 goals, they're more than likely going to kick one of the 2 in the first half. So put it together, bang, cop that on sports.
I'm actually stunned.
Bang, cop that.
I'm stunned.
Oh, yeah.
Go Knob.
Because that was actually good. Couple of little bits and pieces. There's tons of markets to have a look through.
There is,
all right,
it's
so
good.
comb through at your own perusal and do what you like. Clarity and Track to combine for 60 plus disposals, paying $1.83.
I like that.
Like that a lot. All right. Popular same games / norms. So there's a whole market full of these. There's tons of them. One I particularly like. So Track to have 25 disposals. Clarity to have 30 disposals.
Okay.
Bont to have 25 disposals. McRae to have 30 disposals. Track also to win the Norm Smith.
Oh,
All of that, $26.
jeepers.
That's not bad.
I like that you can put Norm Smith in the same game.
That's not bad.
I didn't think you could.
It's,
You didn't let me do it with
No,
Cos.
it's not part of
It's
the same
bring
game
your
multi.
own-
It's,
yeah.
No, it's not even a BYO. It's a whole separate market.
Oh, was it?
Just called Popular SGM / Norm.
I see it.
Beautiful.
I'm
I
looking
like that.
So
I see it.
have a look at that because I don't mind. Like, and there's a bunch of different ones, various different values. I actually don't mind that though because realistically, that's about the average for all of those players. You'd expect all of them to step up on the big
not horrible.
stage. All right. And I also have just one more to finish.
Go.
Sensible Dan's Sensible Grand Final multi.
Good man.
All right.
Good
'Cause,
man.
I mean, it's the big one, so you're going to put a multi out there. You have to. Even me. All right. Knob. Plus a Luke Jackson anytime goal. All right. Track 25 plus.
Mm.
Caleb Daniel 20 plus.
Interesting.
All right. The D's to win 1 to 39.
Okie dokie.
That is paying $10.75.
Fairly. As a sensible bloke goes, that's ostentatious for you.
It seems like one of those.
For you.
Seems
You are
like
a
one of those
sensible man.
multis though that you look at you go at the start of the day, you feel really good, and there's one that you slowly start to tick the legs off, and it feels great. I think that's going to get up. I think that's dead set going to get up.
I don't mind that at all.
We're going to have to
I don't
post
mind
that
that from you. We'll have to post that one.
Give us your big whopper.
Boys, I've got an absolute...
How many legs first?
Multiple.
All right.
I'm calling it's the grand
I'll
final.
count 'em, I'll
It's the
count
grand final centipede.
I'll get the fingers out.
Now, first things first. Do you want me to start with goals or do you want me to start with disposals?
Disposals because goals are more fun.
Yeah, go on.
Disposals?
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right, very
go
well.
on.
Disposals. Now, you can take these individually, chuck them into your own same game multis. I went through, had a big dig. I said, I like the look of that. Went back, looked at the stats, looked at how these blokes have been faring and performing in their last couple of games and against each other's sides when these two play. Liked what I saw, threw it in there. Take what you want. I'm throwing all of these together because I'm a madman and I know no other way. So, disposals-wise, let's start from the beginning. Your man, Jake Bowie. Jake Bowie?
Oh, David.
David Bowie, 15 disposals.
Easy money.
Baz Lenker Smith, 20 disposals.
Easy money.
Oh, Joe Dirt.
It is. Lockie the Mum Hunter. Thank you.
The MILF.
I like
the
it.
MILF
Yeah.
hunter.
20 disposals.
Good.
Yeah. Adam Trelaw Park, boys. Yeah.
Good.
20 disposals.
Nice.
Christian, got to watch out for the Patrack attack.
Good.
Thank you.
Trelaw Park. That's a good one.
Yeah. 25 for the track. Fine.
5 legs.
Keep going.
Jack, I'm loving it. McRae, 30 disposals. He's averaging 37 this final series.
Amazing.
It is amazing. That's your disposals.
Good.
All right. Now I'm going to pivot over to goals. The track, anytime goal. Yeah. The Bont, anytime goal. The Knob, Isaiah Pickett, anytime goal.
Can't do that.
Cody, the weight man is over, anytime goal. And my man, Mitch Hannon. Mitch Hannon, who has decided all of a sudden to make this final series the best group of games he's ever played in his life. It is. He kicked, 3 goals last week?
He's gone on an XD, was he not? Was he an XD?
He's an XD.
He's gone on that Mark Henry late career run, mate.
Yeah. It is, and it's good to see.
Every time. That's what I do!
Yeah. And all he needs to do is one of that.
Absolutely. Come out in a pink suit.
He's paying about $1.67 for an anytime goal, Mitch Hannon.
Bad. 11 legs.
Put them together, those disposals, Bowie 15, Smith 20, Hunter 20, Treloar 20, Petraka 25, Jack McRae go away, Jack McRae 30 disposals, goals.
Photo, you idiot.
Goals, Track, Bont, Pickett, Waitman, Hannon, smack them all together with your power play, $60. Thanks for playing.
Well,
nice.
I'm going big, I'm going hard, and then I'm going home.
Not bad, good size.
I love it.
Boys.
That's us done.
We're not done yet.
You've had your main course. It's time for dessert.
I'm going to take over the show from here because I've got 2 things. So we're going to do the AMA and then we're going to announce our little giveaway.
Love that.
All right.
Love that.
So I'm not going to spoil it just yet, but it is tasty. So keep listening or just scroll through this part and go to the end and listen to the giveaway.
The giveaway is definitely worthwhile because...
and there's going to be a multitude of posts about it because we want to get it out there.
Oh, shit.
We absolutely want to get it out there. So, right. Grand Final Edition, AMA. AMA stands for Answer Me Assholes. So I pose these guys questions, a little bit like the Scramble, but 10 times better, much more sensible, as you would expect.
A lot of brain's been involved.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, some
Slumgullion.
Yeah, I mean, use it in a sentence again.
I like to eat slumgullion.
It's got you there.
So he's already forgotten the meaning of it, but that
cheap,
is
mate,
fine. All right. First question. So these are grand final related. I think I did say that, but just to put it out there again. All right. So they're nice and quick, these first couple, because they're just easy. Should the grand final move around the country? Do we like seeing it at the MCG every year? We've got a little taste for it moving around to different states now.
I like tradition. Home of football. Appreciate that.
Would it be good to move it around once every 5 years or so?
I'm loving seeing it on the road. I'm loving seeing it on the road.
Good.
And I want to go one step further. I want to see both prelims played in whichever location the grand final is going to be. If you've got the MCG hosting the grand final, I want to see both prelims played the week before.
I was hoping you'd bring this idea up because I know you've been spruiking this over the last few weeks and it's a brilliant idea. I really like it. So that's good.
But yes, I like seeing it move around, Dan.
Even if we don't move it around every year, every couple of years at least, just give it to Perth, whatever. It's good. It's good for the game.
It is.
I mean, it sold out real quick. They could have filled Optus Stadium 4 times over, reportedly. Why not? The demand's there. Get it done. Des?
I think whatever the team... So you finished the highest. I think you should get your home game. It's just how it is.
Nothing would make me happier than seeing a grand final at Metricum.
Gold Coast are never going to do it though.
No, Bellerive Park in Tasmania.
You know what I mean?
12 people in
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
But you think, like, you do all the hard yards all year. I even think, like, teams like Geelong that can never play at their home ground, it's just like, well...
God, a grand final at Cardinia would just, it'd depressing
be the absolute
shit.
Pit.
Obviously,
I know, but they enter it, you know?
This question really is, like, preceded by me saying it has to be a ground worthy of it. It can't be at Cardinia Park.
I don't know.
Or Bellerive.
Well, just capital cities. Capital cities.
Yeah.
Like Adelaide, imagine a grand final like Port playing if Port had won and say Melbourne had lost and think it works out right. And Port playing at Adelaide Oval, like, it's only fair.
I mean, and Brisbane put on a great show last year.
Did.
I'm absolutely positive that Perth will put on a great show this year.
Dreamtime games,
still do it. Freddie Mercury is coming in the form of Borat.
Just get it done. All right, next question. Day or night game, real quick.
Night.
No, day.
You're a traditionalist.
No, I just prefer a day game.
I'm actually with you.
I like night because I just get paro. So bang.
I mean, see, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I can watch the game and then go out and get paro.
But I like getting paro and the game's on.
There is that.
Los dos?
To me, without the alcohol, because I'm sensible, even though I've just been drinking beers. But anyway, the atmospheres are just better at night games. They're always better.
Why don't you just meet in the middle and just go twilight? That's what I
could do that.
I wouldn't mind it starting at 4 o'clock. Bang, get on the beers.
Only if it's not too late for the oldies, mate.
You get my point. Like,
Jared's tucked up in bed.
You start it nice and early. Half time with the barbie on, you're laughing. Bang.
Cool.
There's merits either way.
Now,
beers.
I've put this one in because I know it's going to ruffle Richie's feathers, and that's pretty much all I come here to do most weeks.
He does like that.
Should every player receive a premiership medal?
Yeah.
Define every player.
I know you'll hate it. But yes.
Every player that played that day.
I'm not even looking at you.
Every player that played that day deserves a medal, absolutely.
Would you like me to tell
So
you?
your answer is categorically...
You're not asking me, you're asking him.
In every great sporting league,
of which the AFL is not.
Throughout history, and list them, you get a ring, right? You think of a ring, you get a medal, you get a whatever. You get a fucking certificate for volleyball, which is really weird. And that is true in the great volleyball leagues. And every player gets that. You see on like hardcore porn, don't search it up. But the TV show Hardcore Porn.
Oh, wow. Okay. I was like, where is it? Well, I mean, all the porn stars do get a ring.
Well, they have a ring.
You see them try and sell all these rings, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, it's this famous player. Oh, it's all because it's American, Las Vegas. All these famous players, and it's like, well, he didn't even start, and he's got this ring. If you're a part of the team, you're a part of the culture. I think you deserve a ring. Think of Boogie Cousins. Far out. He didn't even get a ring, and they gave him one because they are an instrumental part of the team. And I know AFL lists have 44 people, and you think of other leagues, but far out.
The thing is, if all those 44 didn't turn up to training,
you're fucked. That's it. I don't normally swear on the pod, but
who's doing what? I know you completely disagree with
Put
this
on beers
statement.
and a barbecue for him. Thanks for turning up.
The Dogs.
I just know.
For example, this year,
NBA. I just think of it.
Just this year, right? The Dogs. They wouldn't be in the grand final if it wasn't for Josh Bruce's contributions.
I'm going to use the word communist. That's what I'm going to use to you. All right. Now, if I work at a job, right, and I've been, let's say I'm a salesman, right? I've been elite at my job all year, made more sales than anybody else. Congratulations to me. Due to my efforts, I've earned a bonus. That's amazing. And we hit our group sales target. The sales department hit the overall sales target. I smashed it out of the park, clearly carried the blokes, earned myself a bonus. But wait, because we all hit that sales target, even though you did the lion's share of the work, everyone's going to get the same bonus now. Is that all right? Including old Zach down there, who's done nothing but sit in the back office all day, shirking work and avoiding it, and he's copped himself.
But that's just not sport, though.
No,
that's just
exactly
it's
right.
Life.
Exactly
it's
right.
Life.
And then my argument to that would be, Zach, much like the players at the bottom of the list who don't play a game and whatnot, will get his comeuppance, and he'll be fired. And he'll be let go. And players who...
And you have a ring, an ill-gotten, undeserved ring. No, I'm sorry, I can't...
They played their role throughout the year.
See, there's a lot of sentimentality that comes out this time of year, and Nate Jones is only the very latest one in a very long line
the
of people.
Bob Murphy thing, I think that ruins the argument, though, because it's been beaten to death. And, like, do you know what? I don't want Bob Murphy to get a medal. He annoys me now.
You just don't like Bob Murphy. Look, I can...
And look, this comes back to the American sport, because I appreciate that they give... cleaners, cooks, everyone gets something to represent the fact that they've been an integral part of the team. No matter how small a role you play, you've done your job.
When they try and sell them, that's the first thing. Is
just
like,
because,
is it a media person or is it a
just
player
because
or...
you are lucky enough to get picked on grand final day. Marley and Pickett, for example.
That's not luck.
What on earth did he do to deserve to get a medal?
But history says...
He did nothing. He brocked up for the one game of the year that Richmond absolutely flogged someone.
And did he play well?
Does it matter? They would have won by 100 points anyway.
Even if he was a medical sub, he's going to get them.
And that's another thing. So this year you give it to a medical sub. He doesn't deserve it if he doesn't come on, but he gets one.
I'm going to try and summarise this because it's going to get hectic under the collar real rapidly.
It already has.
If you're Marlon Pickett,
you've
been picked to play in a grand final. Good on you.
Undeservedly.
If you're the bloke that got dropped for Marlon Pickett, what could you have done better to maintain your spot and not get dropped and let some other pleb get dropped?
Okay, so I can't remember who it was. What if they got injured?
Unlucky.
I think it was Jack Graham.
That's not
unfortunate.
I think it was Jack Graham.
To me, that's nonsense.
I think you're right.
All right, anyway, we're going to move on from this now. Most essential grand final item. So viewing parties, whatever. What do you need with you to watch the grand final and have a good time doing it?
Mate.
Yeah, like that one.
And beer.
I'm actually...
that one.
I was going to say, I'm quite surprised that wasn't your first answer.
Well, I'm not going to sit at home and drink a slab of beer. I'll only have...
Wouldn't you?
Well, you could do.
I'll only have 2 slabs because...
Only?
I'll be depressed.
He's trying to... No, I'm hard.
Yeah.
I'm hard. Oh, I am. No.
I'll be asleep.
Mates and beer, in that order. Like
right. that. Second to last one. So you're the man responsible for organising post-game entertainment. All right. So last year... Obviously, it was COVID.
If I hear you say Nadia Bartel, I'm walking.
I was going to say hot plates and
Nadia. I don't want to hear none.
Hot plates and Nadia, baby.
I want to hear none.
Obviously, last year, right?
Yeah.
It was COVID, so they had Fisher come back, and it was just chaotic. From what I saw on Instagram, looked like
a time,
a very good night. You're the man responsible What are you doing?
Is this official AFL sanctioned?
No.
Kick-ons, or is this club specific?
This is club specific. This is for the boys. What are we doing?
Look, you can't have someone chilled like Rufus Du Sol. You need Timmy Trumpet and Savage.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean though? Like, what do we? I thought you meant just like
DJs. Where are you going? What are you doing?
No way.
You got free reign, mate. You just want a flag, potentially for the first time ever, which is the D's will do.
Oh,
you're in charge of organising what the boys are doing afterwards. You're kicking on. Where are you going? What are you doing?
Look, I'm hiring out some convention centre or some sort of something like that because I don't want them near the general public.
A big beach hut.
See, now that's a great idea.
Rope off a beach
hut.
Yeah, but you know full well that someone like Christian Petracca, who nearly drowned in a pool bloody a year ago, is going to get in that water and be in all sorts.
That's even funnier. That is the story of legends that you love.
From there, then. So you've got a big beach hut, right, for all the boys.
I've disagreed. I'm saying a convention centre, but go on.
Okay, or the convention centre.
Because you can...
Anywhere that you've decided to go, right?
Isolated.
Carpet burn.
You're not going to have an iPod on a little boombox.
No.
Who are you bringing for entertainment? Who's coming?
Well, at least Timmy Trumpet and Savage.
Timmy Trumpet and Savage.
That's
do I have free reign here?
Yeah.
What, they can just come?
Yeah.
Just throw it out there.
J Babes. Bang. Done. Peaches out in Georgia, baby.
That would be outrageous, but...
That's my point, though. Like, so
that's fine.
Why would we want a whole heap of bored, sad wanks? Why would you get Bieber involved?
J Bieber go nuts, man.
Did you not see the Instagram from the Tigers last year? They went unbelievably stupid.
With Fisher, giving it these ones.
It was.
Madness, mate. Madness. And the Stafford brothers were there.
I'm getting in Martin Horger from Sweden. You don't even know who that is, do you? No. Mate, I tell you, look up You Don't by Martin Horger. Turn your volumes up to 11.
I don't know. Someone Russian.
Cool.
They fucking
Pussy Riot.
And the last question.
Nadia Bartel.
What are the boys drinking? Everyone's thirsty. You just had a real tough game. What are you doing to recharge?
White Claws.
Yeah.
Ain't no laws.
Woo!
White Claws, sugar-free cruisers. Bang. Let's fucking do it.
Sugar-free.
I can't beat that.
Grand Final,
sugar-free cruises as well. Just for those uninformed out there, sugar-free cruises actually get less of a hangover because the sugar is what kills you.
Considerably less.
The sugar is what kills you the morning after.
Correct.
When you ingest 9 billion grams of sugar in a night, not good.
No good.
You go to the sugar tin at home and eat a bunch of sugar, see what it does to you. Not good.
Not good, Brian.
All right, last one. I need an answer from both teams on this one. All right. Who's best on ground? Mad Monday. Monday, Silly Sunday.
This is so easy.
One from each team.
You go first. You go doggies first because I feel...
Libba.
Yeah, that was mine.
I mean that one's very obvious.
Itself.
Not Josh Shackey. I can do.
Who'd be a dark horse?
Ooh.
Dark horse.
And I would think someone like Baz, but he's a young fella like me. And he...
No, what's the ambitions?
We're a fast-burning candle. So we are...
Lockie Hunter's proven he knows his way around a can.
But I reckon Baz would be the most fun for about 4 hours and then dead.
And not only that...
Those guys go... They're veterans.
Do you know what else Baz would do for the boys?
Yeah.
Get the girls.
Yeah. That's true.
He'd be in touch with a few honeys, I reckon.
Do you know who I reckon would send it? And it's real dumb and there's no reason behind it. But Caleb Daniel, I reckon he'd keep his helmet on. He's not taking that helmet off. He'll shower, get his fresh helmet and put it on actually. And it'll stay on all night. But I reckon he'll send it. And little man knows how to send it.
He's got a couple of random tats as well. Like, you just know guys that have got a couple of rando little drawings on them.
And for Melbourne, I'm going to
get wobbly.
For Melbourne, I'm going to completely smash my theory here, but Luke Jackson.
No, he would go...
Big man and young man. So he's not like Baz, and obviously Baz has the guns on him, but big man, sends it hard. He's not a slow-burning candle. 200 centimetres.
Hard and fast.
And
Luke Jackson.
He could put some away at that size as well.
Luke Jackson, and he gets a lot of love from the boys. Think about when he got those 3 votes. Even Clary Oliver was going, woohoo, big Lukey Jackson. Like, he knows what he's doing.
Absolutely.
And with a name like Luke Jackson, obviously him and Gawn are going neck and neck all night.
So I see Petracca and Oliver just goading each other on like Harry and Lloyd from Dumb and Dumber. Just revving each other on the whole night.
Yeah, but Track's quite like a quiet spoken guy. He's there sipping this.
They're the maddest ones.
I know.
Sensible to start with.
Respect. I know.
I mean, I'm surprised neither of you said Gawn. Obviously, his history...
Yeah, Jackson and Gawn are my two.
His history precedes him.
Yeah, but he's a captain there. Got to be a bit sensible in that.
My pick for Melbourne, I reckon Stephen May.
I was thinking that.
I actually think Stephen May...
I was thinking that chat with him in the pub.
Absolutely, and he reminds me a lot of Brownie. And Brownie knew his way around cans.
Did he ever?
Let me tell you.
Still does.
I reckon Stephen May would definitely...
Salem would go right, I reckon.
I seriously doubt that.
Salem's drinking White Claws.
I seriously doubt. Ben Brown, easily worst on.
Easy, yeah.
Home in bed at 6.
He'd have one sip of Alicante. Ooh,
Tom McDonald's he's
drinking blood from
he's
drinking blood from a skull. Is what Tom McDonald's doing. I don't care.
It'd be good though.
Yeah, it'd be funny.
It'd be good. All right, that is the end of AMA. So now, just to finish off, it's time to announce our giveaway.
Beautiful.
Are you excited?
Mate, I tell you, I love giveaways. I love giveaways.
Very excited. All right, so we, earlier on this year, partnered up with the legends over at The Furzy. The Furzy, the warmest garment you could possibly own.
You believe it?
I'm not going to lie to you. Since I got my Furzy, honestly, I've wore it every day. I've wore it every single day, and I get home, completely butt naked, bang, Furzy goes on. My donut Furzy.
Absolutely. The best way I can describe it is it's like wearing a warm hug.
It is.
That's it.
I love that. Now, we are coming into summer, obviously, but no better time to get one because you're prepared for next year.
True.
Right?
Even in the hot weather, still, get the cods out. A Furzy goes straight on.
Are you preparing for an MMA fight? Do it.
Look at him.
Sweat the shit up.
Yeah.
Love it. Bro. Right. Anyway, so we partnered up with them earlier on this year, and they have done us a massive solid, and they have given us a Furzy to give away.
Jeepers.
Right. There is little T's and C's though, and the T's and C's are real easy. All you have to do is pick a winner and pick the margin.
Easy as that.
Closest wins, baby.
Closest to the mark wins.
So if you want to, that's it.
It's all taken care of. No postage. All completely free. All you have to do, when we put the post up, which we'll be doing in the next 24 hours, pick a winner with a margin. If you're closest to the mark, you win a free Furzy.
By the way, just to put it out there, because we are going to put this on Facebook, I believe.
And Facebook. Instagram, everywhere, mate.
Facebook, Instagram, but you've got to comment on our picture. So on Facebook, you share it and you think, oh yeah, Sensible Dan has shared this. I'm going to comment Melbourne by 14. If that is on, you're the person that shared it, say Richie has shared it. If it's on that post, we're not going to see it. I'm not going to know because we're not friends with you. So what we're going to do, you make sure you click on the picture. Click on our picture and that is where you put the comment because otherwise you don't go in the draw.
I tell you, he's done this social media thing before.
He knows his way around.
I tell you.
Like Brownie with cans, Desmond is around
That is it.
So that's as easy as if you want one for your mum, dad, sister,
why not?
Girlfriend.
Why not do it? Share it out.
Enter the contest. Tell them to enter as well. The more entries, the better.
Woo.
Let's have some fun.
This beat is sick. I want to take a ride on Max Gawn. Fellas, boys, that's the end of that. That's the end of our AFL Grand Final show. That's the end of season 2021. That's the end of the AFL Armchair Advisors for another season. Unbelievable.
But
2 years in the can.
If this was a can, I'd Sandman it right
now.
Do
it anyway. Woo! Stay tuned to the channel because there's going to be plenty of off-season content coming up. We've got some things in the works. We're just lazy dolts. So unfortunately,
we need a break. We need a spell. Everyone else is out of rest.
They don't always come to fruition because we've got stuff to do. Not Des, but me and Rich certainly do. Clearly the brains of the operation.
I would have thought.
But stay tuned to the channel because there is stuff in the pipelines. I will be posting NFL content, flat stick, travelling pretty well early on in the season. Had a couple of big wins already, so stay tuned.
Pack Nation, baby.
No. Yes, sirree, Bob. Yes, sirree, Bob. Thank you very much. Like and subscribe. We will see you soon. Take care. All the best. Love you. Love your work.
Au revoir.